Gold Dark Overlord, as you were on your way back to Valaki from having dealt with the werewolf issue. Um, for fear on hammering details that may or may not have been picked up on by you guys, I will simply say that he agreed to answer several questions, uh, just as a sort of reward for being so entertaining thus far. You also had finally looked in detail at the tome that you found, learning a little bit more about both how Strahd came to be the way he is and what his real connection and obsession with Irina kind of traces back to. A long-lost love from his human life that spurned him and drove him to make a dark deal somewhere high in the mountains here in Barovia. You all seem to suspect strongly that that is the Amber Temple, though you know that it is a highly dangerous place to visit. Um, but we had left off with you all giving me some ideas of what you would like to do as you're back in Valaki. So I'd like to run through some of that fairly quickly. Um, let's lead off with a simple thing. Ayakobachi, you mentioned wanting to get more silvered arrows to replace the ones that you'd given away as well. So I think you'd probably go and visit the same smith that you had worked with previously. He's happy to see you back, and in fact ensures you before you even ask that any work he'll put down whatever else he's got going on and do for you first. You are something of a local hero after all, and you tipped very well last time as well. He mentions while he's working on getting those new arrowheads silvered for you, that there have been and he kind of says this in a hush-hush sort of tone, more and more people seem to be asking for weapons like this too. It's not often we get that kind of request because everyone knows that while they're not illegal as far as the town is concerned, well, our dark ruler, you see him hesitant to say Strahd, uh, well, everybody knows that he wouldn't be fond of them. But it seems more people are anxious, just as kind of a general read on the town, now that Strahd made himself known during the last festival, and another one is coming up. People seem afraid that perhaps he might make another appearance. So go ahead and, despite merchants in Valaki typically charging excess, I assume you're providing the silver. How many arrows would you like to silver? Okay. Go ahead and mark 5 silver pieces off for the silver material cost, and then pay whatever the PHB rate would be for arrows. I think they're extraordinarily cheap, so it's really only going to be a couple silver worth of cost for you. Let's see, arrows. But yes, you get the feeling he's cutting you a bit of a deal, and that is true. Actually, it doesn't come up with the cost, of course, when you search it like that. So a quiver of 20 is 1 gold. So if you'd like to pay 55 silver to get 10 silvered arrows, that seems fair to me. Sure. And he's extremely thankful for, again, your very generous tip. For a commoner or an artisan even, that's a fair bit of gold just for free. And he promises you he'll have them done by the afternoon. Mm-hmm. And again, you guys are returning kind of mid-morning, like 10 a.m. or so, by the time that you get back to town. Let's also talk about Ralmir. You said that you would like to talk to Mikkel, the sort of friendly guard that had been working the West Gate, and make sure that he does his best to kind of pull who he can away from the center of town on the day of the festival so that, the guards that he kind of trusts don't get caught up in anything that might happen. I was curious if you were going to talk openly with him about this, like, hey, I know something's going down, or if you're still kind of trying to play coy.
I was probably gonna try to be kind of like more like hush hush about it.
Sure. So just saying, uh, something to the effect of, I know there are some more sympathetic people among the guard. I'm worried that the Baron might be particularly uh, insistent on tightening his grip on the town. Maybe it's best if you stay away so you don't have to be part of it. Something like that. That doesn't sound like
Yeah.
you're going to do anything. Sure. Um, and right, you don't want to go quite that far. But I think, okay, he kind of listens, and he tells you, um, well, uh, truth be told, it has been difficult to well, do the things he asks of us as of late. There have been more people sent to the stocks than they can hold, and he's having them, well, sent to the warehouses where they're being, and he kind of looks shifty, re-educated. Um, maybe you're right. And you see him kind of thinking about it. Can you give me a persuasion check, please? And go ahead and do it with advantage. I think you've known this guy for a while. Well, that's convenient.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
a 27. Yeah, and, he kind of thinks about it. All all the guards that I am stationed with, we've talked about this. There's maybe 8 of us in total. Um, I'll see what I can. See what I can do to fix the rotation. So we're all in the gates and well away from
And
the town
I'm
center.
just out of, I'm just gonna ask him if he knows
Mhm.
anything about the re-education or what
Uh,
that might entail.
he kind of like hesitates a little bit. Don't know really what goes on inside. We're told to bring people there, and there are a few guards that never leave. They live on premises in order to keep better watch of the, and you can tell even he doesn't believe this next part, most dangerous dissenters from the town. Um, the only one of us that ever works the normal guard duties and at the warehouse is the captain, and by that he's referring to Ezek.
Ah, yeah, I kind of figured that.
And he kind of shrugs. I'm sorry, I don't have anything else really to say about it. Not that I should be talking so openly about it. And he kind of like looks around. But, well, the screams. He shakes his head. I've never wanted to see it for myself.
Yeah, and I'll just pat him on his shoulder.
Mhm. And yeah, you get the feeling, like he said, it's like him and maybe 7 or 8, depending on how he was counting that, of the town's 40 guard should be like away from everything for sure. And those are ones that you think you can probably count on being friendly, not just neutral, if that makes any sense, if it came
Yeah,
down to it. So there may be more that kind of would hesitate if the Baron was like, kill these guys that saved the town. You don't think the remaining 32 would jump on you, but, that's still a considerable portion of the guard pulled away. That's 20% of the total town guard. That's just going to not be there. Um, yeah, so there's another group thing for all of you guys, so we'll come back to you and Ayakabachi. I will cut to uh let's see. Let's cut to Ervir. Um you had said that you'd like to go talk to Mrs. Arasek about getting another engraving done on your breastplate. Um and you would describe it as wanting Mother Knight's hands maybe holding the base of the scales.
Yeah,
I
either the
think.
arms, I think maybe it was the base of the scales. That sounded right. That'll probably look better than the arms.
Uh, Fair enough. Because yeah, you wouldn't want them to be holding the arms because then they're influencing the balance, right? I just thought you kind of wanted like, because her thing tends to be kind of like this, but still the two hands cupped is kind of what I interpreted it as. But whatever you'd like it to look like. Um, I think she listens to you describe it. Are you explaining what it means? Are you specifically saying that you want it to be a nod to Mother Night, or are you just kind of describing the image to her?
Uh, I think just in casual conversation, he would bring up that it is representative of Mother Night if she didn't immediately say something. I don't think he would go out of his way to hide it.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
I think, but who are you shooting? I think she may not immediately
Just
make the
walking down the street,
connection.
just doing air
Yeah,
gun.
firing off into the air. Um, I think she might not immediately make the connection, but only because you've had her assist with the Morning Lord in terms of the heraldry there. But
Just in casual
she,
conversation, he'd bring up how he's been
yeah,
exposed to more of the area's religion.
hmm and she listens along, and you don't get the feeling that she's like nervous about it or anything. She just kind of thinks, and I've never had much. Uh, well, I guess I've never had much reason to pray to Mother Night myself. I think that, well, my husband and I have been quite lucky. We do well in the business that we've inherited, and the town, it cares well for us as well. But I know I'm getting Irish. I know that there are many in Valaki that feel her embrace is what keeps them going. And if you found some comfort there as well, or even if you just recognize the comfort that she offers, I think many folks around this, well, entire valley really would be gladdened to see that symbol, even if they may not be public in their support of her. Go ahead.
You can go ahead and finish up.
She was just kind of, she'd kind of hesitate a little bit. Well, as I'm sure you know, and as you were seemingly first exposed to, the Morning Lord is, well, the Lord of the land, if you don't count. And she kind of looks off in the direction of Ravenloft. Um, so many are quieter about needing, well, a second set of comforting hands. Um, I don't know. I don't judge. I certainly see where both perspectives are important. And she just kind of smiles softly.
Not only is it perhaps a matter of perspective, but I find it hard to believe that either one would be mutually exclusive with the other. Much like the balance between life and death, you simply cannot have one without the other. If everything were to be salvation, then it wouldn't be a salvation, nor would you be accepting anything.
She nods along and kind of smiles. Yes, I think, well, it's a very, and she chuckles, balanced way to look at it. Not everyone has the perspective to step back and see it that way. And, well, I've never gotten the feeling from the scripture that the Morning Lord insists that you revere only him. It's more of well, a social pressure sort of thing. You know the type that watch who attends services, and if you don't, then, well, they give you the side eye. It's, well, it doesn't only happen in a church.
We all know the types that get caught up in their own dogma. Where I'm from, it's quite common for most people to pay respects to the several deities that are responsible for their various domains. But I can't imagine that people will be too stuck in the ground on that. And he just looks up towards the sky and just kind of like gestures.
Yeah.
It's a pretty obvious one, if you ask me.
And she smiles and just sort of chuckles. And she's laying out the design and everything for your approval. Well, if you ask me, it sounds like kind of a nice idea. There's only so much that I've had a chance to learn. But, well, there are plenty of little things to give thanks for. And I'm sure, well, maybe I haven't been sending my words to the right ears. But I like that thought. More... And she thinks, more ears to listen and more hands to help, I think.
With as small as Barovia is, I'm sure, regardless of who your words were intended for, they were received by the proper being.
And she smiles. I can only hope. And yeah, I think we'll kind of cut there unless there's anything else you'd like to add to that. But she will fairly quickly work through the engraving, kind of sketching while you're talking. And you see it's really just kind of like stencils with wax and an acid wash that helps like etch this symbol into the front of the breastplate. But she works quickly and efficiently. And if you try to pay her, she insists it's not necessary. You've certainly done enough. And, well, I'll consider the lesson payment. On your perspective, that is. And just kind of presents it back to you. And I know you would want to check in on the church. So as a quick summary, it seems that
Yeah, I don't think
Milivoy
there's anything
has...
major going on there. But that's just
Yeah.
probably what he would be up to if he doesn't otherwise feel like he is of use elsewhere.
Sure. I just know that you had not specifically said you wanted to go scout with the other three for like an ambush location, so we're gonna just at least give you the recap because I know you've checked in on Milivoy a couple times. It seems like after you talked to him last time about like, hey, you need to like chill it with the revolutionary sentiment. It's good thinking, but there are people that need you.
Yeah.
It seems like he's kind of thrown himself back into really taking care of the grounds, making sure that the children are like looked after. And you actually, I don't even know if you need to go check on him directly. You see he's like smiling and laughing and actually participating again, rather than just kind of off on the side in a huff.
Yeah. I'm sure rather than checking on, though, it'd still be more just to say, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
I'm
of
back.
course. But happy to see you. All the kids kind of crowd around and ask where Irina is. She's probably just running her own little errands nearby. But you two are still planning to stay there, right? So, you'll see her tonight to do
Presumably.
your thing.
Although I
Fair
doubt
enough.
if she is running errands around River, we'll probably keep an eye out. Just because.
Yeah. No,
know
never
he's
stray too far.
around.
Yes. No, of course. And that's the thing. You got to remember, like, if you're not with her, Von Richten would be probably
that's
as
true.
Rictavio, but somebody can keep an eye on her between you and him and Esmeralda, who nobody seems to really recognize throughout town, even though she says she's been in Barovia quite a lot. But
I mean,
either
she
one of them will stick with her.
obviously looks Vistana, right? I mean, she probably
She does.
goes somewhat undercover.
Mm-hmm. But you don't see her outwardly doing so compared to how you've seen her, if that makes any sense. She doesn't like put on a disguise. So
Yeah.
maybe her whole persona is a disguise, or maybe she's always been disguised in the past.
I was gonna say,
But-
yeah, not being a disguise is a disguise.
Yes. Narlug, Ayakobachi, and Relmir. the three of you said, at the very least, you'd want to help with the ambush plan. So Narlag and Ayakabachi, you two wanted to look for where this is going to happen.
Yes.
So you kind of think about it, and to the west of town, there's all those buildings there. There's a number of farmers that kind of work those fields. To the east is a little more traveled road because it leads back to Barovia Village. So the logical spot to you seems to be to the north, somewhere between town and the lake. Um, it's a couple miles over mostly open field, but there's a section where it kind of drifts close to the woods, and we can actually just show you this, where I picked a spot. And the reason I will give you in just a second. Move tokens fully onto the GM layer. Yeah, you find kind of a little stretch of the road where you think there's a good ambush spot. You guys should be able to see, I hope. So the path kind of narrows here. The woods are close enough that if somebody wanted to take up a position with a bow or with spells, you could certainly hide behind trees pretty easily. And there's a couple fairly large standing stones. They look like they were stacked up a long time ago. There's another one down here as well. Not quite as elaborate as the ones that are out back of the windmill or that you saw up on Yester Hill, but these were clearly put here in some sort of like almost ritualistic sense. And in fact, this little lake, you look into, and it's more of a pond than anything. But maybe once it was a well or someone dug it out, it's fairly deep. And down in the bottom, you can see an assortment of bones and stuff. Like maybe people used to make offerings here. But if you're looking for a place for Ervir, who's not very sneaky, to hide and be nearby at any given time, dense brush cover there, or even all the way into kind of half in the water and then crouch down behind these bushes, easy place to have him right at hand and not have to worry about it. And also, Ayakobachi, I think there's
It's like a very nice
voice in the back of
crocodile
your head
spot.
that says, yes, crocodiles are fond of drowning their prey. So if you wanted to be on theme...
They get a death roll special attack.
They should, but I don't think they do. I think they have a bonus to... Do they grapple on the bite? Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. Yep.
Close enough to a death roll.
Yes. But yeah, so if you wanted to be like planning where you're intending to be, figured I'd give you guys a look in advance. Does that seem reasonable? Like that kind of checks
Yeah.
all the boxes?
I also have a disguise kit though, so I don't know if that would help for like camouflage.
Probably. Especially if you wanted to like, make a point to like paint up whoever's face is going to be in the bushes and like maybe kind of try and cover any bits of armor or whatever that would stick out.
We drew first blood.
Try to
Yes.
just draw camo on Norlock's tusks.
Yeah, just the tusks. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Close enough to do so.
Yeah, what I gotta be 30 feet away, I think.
My bless is 30 feet.
So he said it's 30. It's about
Yeah, it's
40
30
feet
feet.
between those rocks, but there's no reason you couldn't stand here, have him reduce you, and then have Ralmir scoop you into the box. Yeah. Mhm.
we have. Wait, hold on. I need to check a spell. Because Van Richten knows sending, we could have him let us know when Ezek's getting there. It is verbal, somatic, and material, though, so if Ralmir's as Irina escorting, we can have Van Richten as a lookout.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. So you'd like him to kind of keep watch partway up the road, and he can just be disguised as a random peasant for all it matters, and then send you a sending as he's getting close.
Yeah, so we know when to get Croc
Sure.
Rocks prepped.
I think he happily agreed to that. Hmm. Sure. And yeah, he'd nod along and agree to do that. I think Relda will say she believes that while you're luring him away, it might be smart to have someone who can cause a distraction in case you need to pull guards back to town. And she certainly doesn't mind taking the brunt of that. And she kind of gives a, broad gesture to her features. Well, she is Vistani after all. They're not particularly trusted in Valaki. And Irina would talk to you, Relmir. You wanted to help her with both, you'll be impersonating her, first of all, but also with what letter to write in order to bait Ezek out here. She has some thoughts about it. And, well, obviously, I think it would be rather out of character if it was any sort of profession of my undying love, she says, rolling her eyes and kind of making a disgusted face. But maybe more believable would be to play into his ego and his desire for power. I was thinking something along the lines of, though these outworlders may not entirely understand how important it is to keep a grip on the population, it seems that you have Valaki well in hand. As the one responsible for maintaining order in Barovia Village, I am interested in your experience and your success in this manner. I thought maybe we could meet just the two of us so that they need not know I am taking your advice. How does that sound to you?
Yeah. I guess to feed more like into his ego though, like when he said like take his
Mhm.
advice though, also saying learn from your strength.
Ah, that is clever. Yes, yes. And she kind of like scribbles that onto the rough draft she's working on. Um, Clever. And then, yeah, I think she'd write out like a more formal wording of that. Um, and um, I think maybe I ought to deliver it not directly to him, but to a guard, and insist that they take it to him as a matter of great importance. What do you think? That'll make it easier to make the switch, she says, kind of gesturing between you two.
Yeah. It, should we? What if we give it to like one of the guards that we can trust?
That's not a bad idea.
Instead of just giving it to any guard though, because I don't know if anyone's would
She
be
nods.
suspicious of this.
I wouldn't want anything coming back on any of them if he doesn't return. But then again, I did some asking around, and it's not uncommon for him to disappear for days at a time. He does roam beyond the fog sometimes. Yeah, I think that's a wise idea, actually. We can count on them not opening it that way, and making sure that he gets it as quickly as possible. And so, yeah, you'll rely on either Mikkel or one of the other sort of
Yeah, I was thinking like
trustworthy
something
guards.
along the lines of him.
Sure, I think that makes sense. So I think that kind of covers everything that you guys had all asked to prep. In which case, go ahead. Okay.
A badger. Fuck yeah.
Sure.
Urdu actually has some thoughts on that. Because the last thing we want is an animated Ezek corpse.
Ah. Smart.
So it's actually
So-
just looking up and desiccate to see if that does what I want it to do.
I think it does. Mm-hmm.
That, yes, that does exist, but it's not permanent.
I think Irvir would know. Mm-hmm. The other thing about it is that sort of all of your non-truly epic means of resurrection require the corpse to be pretty intact.
Yeah.
Ah. We got
I mean, my
crossbow.
go-to plan was just burn it, but, you can maybe see smoke or something. Or
Sure,
there was
But
get
it's
rid of
as
the meat,
simple.
chuck it in the pond.
Yes, it's as simple as removing the head and putting that somewhere else as well.
That's fair.
I'm sure his teeth is relatively serrated. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Oh, it's blight I was thinking of. Not desiccate. I don't think that's a thing.
Okay. I guess a good thing to
It
like.
is in Pathfinder, which you may have confused my brain with the name. But yes, the let's see, there was one other thing. Yes. So with all the preparations in place, and you can absolutely dig that hole as a ready-made dump spot to get rid of the evidence. I think we'll wrap up around kind of the midday meal with you guys back at the tavern, up in your room, taking a private meal so you can talk about this more openly, I suppose. Close. Ezek with an I. And yeah, Danica kind of giving you a rundown of the state of the town. As it stands at the moment, well, I suppose the only reasonable way to describe the populace is anxious. The Burgomaster continues making more and more unhinged demands as to what each household must offer for this autumn's bounty. And if I'm honest, the amount is untenable. There's only so much wheat and only so many vegetables to go around, even in a good day. And being asked to put any of it out for decoration, well, people are not happy. Not to mention all of the drama that occurred at the last festival. I've been doing my best to calm the nerves of anybody who comes in here and vents to me about it. And where we can, Erwin and I have been not only feeding folks here for cost or even less, we've got a bit of a nest egg, but we've been sending out additional meals for the church to distribute, just so that, well, bellies stay full. I've heard it said that any town is only 3 meals away from anarchy, and we've been attempting to prevent that. And yeah, just kind of lets you know people are on edge, but they're trying to keep a revolt from happening on its own. And I will say, I talked with Borden. It sounded as though you had all had a bit of a conversation with him. That's Bev's dad, by the way, if you don't remember his name. About his talents at social manipulation. He's been, well, walking the town, greasing palms in his own way, fixing small things for the townsfolk with what magic he can. And he's actually done quite well. But if we catch any sort of true signs that a riot may break out, he's certain that there is almost no chance that any of the townsfolk would be able to stop him from, well, functionally, temporarily shutting them down. Be that through some sort of magical charm or simply putting the rowdier sorts to sleep if necessary. So we've got him in our back pocket as well. And as a reminder, since it's been a long time since you talked to him, he was not super clear about it, other than that he is a warlock that specializes in charm and enchantment. But it sounds like charm person, maybe hold person, sleep, that sort of thing, is right up his alley. And Ervir, I did note that you wanted to ask about Victor.
Yeah. That'll definitely be a point of discussion, not so much for that Ezek day, but for the festival day, because Ervir can't imagine fucking... I don't even know how. I could not come up with something off the top of my head to describe him. He's a flight risk, basically. He's a little shit. That if we overthrow the Baron and Victor is not present, as it sounds like he is mostly not, ever.
Almost never.
Fucking magical edgelord neat. That if we don't immediately go to capture him while he's not quite sure what's going on, unless he has divination going, that good chance he just gets away. Where's he gonna go? That's a good ass question. Because it's not a whole lot of options, but it would be very inconvenient.
Well, he could certainly seek, as silly as it sounds, political asylum, either in Berez or even in Barovia Village. She says, looking at Irina, and Irina just kind of goes, like, well, I certainly wouldn't offer it to him, but if you were to make it there... Kresk, yes, I said Berez, okay. I apologize. But, well, my brother isn't exactly as up on current events as we are, so he may make the mistake of offering him a place to stay, and then it looks even worse if we try to dig him out.
That could be easily resolved.
Not that I think Ismark would not see our angle on it, more just how it might look to the townsfolk there if it got out that's what happened. But I don't know if he's really likely to run in that way. I understand he's rather nervous out of doors, and Danica nods. Yes, he's, well, a bit of a shut-in, though even that might be selling him short. I think I've seen him a total of 2 or 3 times in the last several years. But we'll need to make sure that whoever goes in to get him, or prevent him trying to escape, is ready for the task.
What if we gas him with some laughing elixir?
Oh. Um,
Careful, it's contagious.
it is
Yeah, no, we like keep him,
contagious.
lock him in a room and gas him.
Assuming he
It-
doesn't know dim door.
Right. Um, and I think Von Richten would think on it. It could certainly be done, though I worry about, well, as said, it being contagious. Even one of us could certainly become infected if we had to be the ones to pry him out of his attic. Day of, he kind of looks around the group. If Relda and I aren't intended to be part of the public kerfuffle, we could certainly make sure he stays in the manor, at least until you arrive. And Esmeralda would kind of shrug. Who better to kill a wizard than a wizard? She shrugs. If
One thing to keep
necessary.
in mind is he is certainly somewhat competent of a spellcaster.
She nods.
The curses I removed from the young girl were quite taxing. It expended basically all of my divinity for the day to do so.
We certainly have experience when it comes to curses, and though we may not be able to prevent them, there are methods stored away in the tower that could assist, if we have the time after the fact, of course. I'm not suggesting that we deal with him directly, more if we spot him trying to make a break for it. I think we ought to be able to subdue him, maybe while keeping him alive. And Esmeralda kind of flicks her fingers and you see the static electricity. You've seen her throw lightning bolts. Pretty hard to outrange that.
Funny thing about casting spells is you often have to be able to talk to do that. So if I'm a part of that shock team, Zone of Silence will do wonders.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if he's laughing, he can't cast spells.
That is, I believe, I would at least rule there's a failure chance there. And Von Richten, I think, looks impressed. Certainly a good way to shut down a spellcaster. I don't see a problem with having you along. I think sort of the thrust of the whole thing doesn't even directly hinge on any of you, does it? The plan is to reveal evidence and have the town guard sort of take care of the, messiest bit, if you can.
It doesn't necessarily hinge on us, but we should be there both as sort of a symbol of restoration and also to make sure no other funny business comes up.
So you're saying for when it's time to actually go in, not to have you there the whole time.
Right.
He nods. Well, I certainly have no complaints about that. It's always good to have you at our back. Well, I can patch up simple wounds. I got nothing on you. And yeah, I think things kind of lapse into general strategic discussion. I know that at
Also,
least
on
for
the spell
today,
description, it says casting a spell with a verbal component is impossible in the zone.
yes.
Oh, I thought you said
With-
it would have like a chance of failure. I was like,
No. I was talking
verbal
about
as written. It is
the
impossible.
lapping poison.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Oh, the laughing point. It's not just guaranteed.
No. Yeah. Try saying abracadabra 3 times fast while in the middle of a gut-busting laughing fit. I know Zone of Silence prevents verbal components. That is a common high-level thing. Silence on the spellcaster. Yeah,
20
so
feet though, so you could move out of it easily enough on your turn.
still takes a considerable limitation into account if you're like, okay, well, he's hid away in a good spot where he can peek out, fireball you, and peek back. If you throw silence on the cover, forces them to
Yeah.
expose
Or if
themselves.
they're in a room and you're standing in the doorway.
Same thing
Jump
with
out the window, idiot.
right.
If you're being
Darkness is
death
another
rolled.
common one for that exact reason. Most spells require you to see your target. And
True.
if you are blinded by magical darkness, that's hard.
Most things require you to see your target.
Yes. Ralmir can stab around in the dark. All it imposes is disadvantage. You might hit him. Exactly. But yes,
Dark vision don't help with that, right? If it's magical darkness.
not if it's magical darkness. That is like darkness plus. But anyway, I think, yeah, most of the rest of the meeting would just be kind of addressing, plans for the day of, but we can hammer those out for certain once you know what happens with your confrontation with Ezek. And Irina would go with Esmeralda in order to go drop off that note with Mikkel for him to go,
Okay. And then
deliver
I guess
it to Ezek.
also I guess we should probably go over game plan when I'm actually disguised.
Yes.
Too,
So why don't we say you all start to move towards being in position? Esmeralda is going to stay back and can also receive a sending from Von Richten if something goes really wrong. And Danica would say that if really necessary, to assist with either a distraction or just in the direst of circumstances, both she and Erwin will be listening along as well. As you know, they are more than just human and can certainly travel faster than most when they are not attempting to disguise that fact. If messages need to be run or you need someone to kind of get in the way. So yes, Von Richten will hang out and will inform you as you are running to go time. Go ahead and start placing yourselves where you would like to be. And I'm going to drop an Irina token on top of you wherever you are, Ralmir.
Okay. Probably somewhere. I'm guessing somewhere around these lines. Also with how we were giving him the letter though to kind of help feed his ego though, so I was wondering if I should. I'm trying to think of what would be a good lie to say what's actually in the box.
Ah, okay.
It's in the box.
I mean, yeah, your deepest secret. You could even just say that you brought records of, known troublemakers. Maybe you'd like his advice on how to deal with them. Something
Gift
to
for
that
his
effect.
help.
Or a gift, yes.
Yeah. That could work too, because I didn't know if it was should be a gift though, or something for him too that would be of interest of him.
I think that's a bit on the nose because you all know he collects Irina dolls, which is
Yes.
yonkers. However, a gift, you could certainly say it's a fine bottle of wine, which hints at maybe a date, which would probably distract him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was in the idea of that I just was gonna try to seduce him and then just then crockbox him though, but and then also I need to. Are we still going with the keyword being large?
I forgot about that.
You're a big guy.
Yeah. All right. So then we just need to know where Narlug's going to be, and I see Dave's walking around, so we can wait.
As a quick aside, what does Danica have to say about their spoilable versus preserved food situation?
Yeah, I had to blow my nose.
'Cause
Yeah, I'm gonna
if
be.
food is an
no
issue,
worries.
Where's that marked out?
You
I
were
gotta drop
marked
myself.
like kind of planning
I
to
was in the
hide
middle of
here.
it.
Yeah, to cast, and then you gotta find somewhere to hide after. Speaking of
what's-
which,
I'm enlarging Akabachi, right? Where are you gonna be at?
oh, you're reducing. Yeah.
Oh, reducing. Yeah. Where are you going? Yeah, I mean, bam.
Yeah, that'll work. You asked about preserve versus things that expire. Um, well, the bulk of the foodstuffs are dry and would keep reasonably well. Um, get by on a lot of grains, as I'm sure you've noticed from the cooking. Um, there is some preserved meat, not enough to feed the entire town for any great amount of time, but enough to patch things over for the next few days. And hopefully, if the weather, and she just kind of shrugs, knowing it probably won't be the case, holds even vaguely, some of what's been demanded to be put out for display is probably still usable even afterward.
We're just dicking around today, right? Operation Easy
Yeah.
is tomorrow. All
Uh,
right. He's gonna ask Danica for like 8 barrels.
You're
Empty
gonna make a bunch
barrels.
of create water.
Create food and water. 45 pounds
Ah.
per cast.
How long does it last?
24 hours.
Ah, okay.
And apparently, 45 pounds of food is enough sustenance for 15 people or 5 horses.
Yeah.
So if I cast it twice and still keep one in reserve for today, that's 30 people fed that don't have to deplete reserves for today.
Smart.
And through lunch tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah. And actually, she would be, I think, quite wowed by the fact that you can literally just conjure food from thin air.
Yeah, so was Irvia.
Fair. Wait a minute, I did pray for that. So yeah, that's a lot of food, like a lot of food. 30 is around the amount of people that she serves every day, as far as like dinner service goes. But that says enough
It's
to
not
feed
going to
those
be
people
fancy.
for
It is
a
bland.
oh no, I know, but it's enough to feed those people for a day, right? Which really means it's
Yes.
90 meals.
It comes out to 3 pounds per person, which you should not be
Right.
eating 3 pounds in a single meal. So yeah, you could say 1 pound per
Right.
meal or 1.5 if you had to skip breakfast.
Yeah,
whatever.
if you do 2 meals a day or whatever. Okay. Well, that'll certainly lighten the load. I'll need to spice things up slightly, of course, but that'll stretch things a long way. Allow us to feed tonight and tomorrow at least until the evening, without having to worry about expending any of our resources. For the meals here, at least, we'll still need to send out a small amount to those who either can't make it or are relying on, well, such as those at the church that just rely on more than what I serve here. But that's a considerable help. And yeah, I think that actually goes a long way. Depending on how often you can do that, and I understand there are other reasons you might want to expend your magic, but that'll do quite a lot to make sure that we're not starving.
I'll commit to helping out when we have down days here in town.
And that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I guess the question then just becomes, is there anything else you all... I thought you guys were going to do this afternoon, but is there anything you would like to do before tomorrow morning then, if that's the plan?
I can't really think of anything.
Because we
I
have
just gotta make sure I prepared right spells.
tomorrow and then 2 days after is the festival, right?
No, tomorrow and then the day after at dawn.
Well, it still kind of works out. Yeah, because we didn't want him to be gone for too long and raise suspicions.
Right. So you're going to wait until tomorrow then? Let him be seen during the day? Sure. So then we can do tomorrow midday. We'll progress forward unless there's anything you all would like to do in the interim. You can pick up your arrows, of course. So go ahead and add those properly to your inventory. But I think most of it then is just kind of checking in with the town. Ralmir, we don't need to roleplay out the whole scene, but I assume you would stop in and assure Lady Wachter that the pieces are in place and there's only one more that you have to kind of remove from the equation. But that, you still intend to follow through. She has the evidence. You're going to remove the Baron's biggest enforcer, and you're pretty sure you have the guards on your side. She's appreciative, and certainly seems excited to you. Maybe a little bit more manic than you're used to seeing her. And, she
There's a lot
seems
going on.
very... Yes, but she seems very, heightened and excited, and promises that it is certain to be a brilliant new dawn for Valaki once the Baron is out of the way. Not only will it be time for our followers to know how marvelous you and your companions are, and how marvelous this city may be, but finally the common folk will see the Baron for the snake that he is. And she kind of, grabs both of your shoulders. You truly will lead us to a new day. And a big smile.
And then I just give her a big smile, though, just because.
Of course.
Your mommy's little pog champ.
But also, he plans to kill Mommy. But yes, she's certainly excited and kind of hurries off to make final preparations with what you know to be the cult, even if she still hasn't really told you about that. But yeah, I think we'll progress on to the next morning. You can see, as people are kind of going about their day-to-day, that what Danica said appears to be true. There are fairly... for Barovia anyway, festive arrangements being put up on everyone's front doors, under the eaves, etc., sort of lining the main streets. You can see big sheaves of wheat that are all tied together and kind of crossed and set up to be displays of this harvest's bounty, dried corn husks and all of that. Even some gourds that people have seemed to piece together from somewhere, be that out in the fields or things that are growing in their back gardens. And though nobody is looking thin already or anything, you can certainly see there's an amount of people putting stuff out and kind of just sighing. That could have been lunch. But the town is beginning to be dressed up yet again for the Festival of Autumn's Bounty. Garlands of dried flowers and leaves and wreaths of, basically evergreen boughs being set up. Though it's not exactly a festival mood, even if it looks kind of festival ready. But I think around kind of mid-morning then, Irina would arrange with Mikkel for that letter to be delivered. So you would all take up your positions out in the field. Is there any long-term buff casting that you would like to do? Sure.
I don't know if we discussed it earlier, but we should also go out the west gate and cut through the forest.
Sure. Makes sense. Take a more circuitous path, and certainly you guys have been coming and going from the west.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that will not look suspicious in the least.
Yeah. I think that's wise. I'm sorry for forgetting to ask. But yeah, all right. In that case, I think you'd all take up
once
your
we get the message from
positions.
Von Richten,
Yes,
which I guess isn't
and
a
we-
long-term buff.
Let me just temporarily.
Absolutely. That's Wizard 101.
Hit me.
You didn't prep
I
mage
wanna-
armor?
I don't know what I got. So many other ones that it take, dude. I don't know which one I want to get rid of.
That's. I also had stone shape because I wasn't getting caught behind a fucking wall
Yeah,
again.
well-
I just dropped it.
It's funny how often stone shape is actually just like the most useful thing, and it feels like a dead slot until that moment you need it, and then you feel like a genius for having it in your back pocket. Uh-huh. Yep. There was a thing in Wild Beyond the Witchlight where we just could not get this fucking puzzle door open. And I was like, wait, we're in a stone castle. I have stone shape. I make another doorway. Jake was like, oh, well, yeah, that works. Like, just completely bypassed the puzzle.
Yeah, my AC's at 14 now.
Okay.
Big and beefy.
Big and beefy. No, looking thick. All right. So you have Longstrider on. You're planning to bless when it's time.
If we give
Ralmir,
it
you
30
have
seconds, we should have 5 rounds of bless.
yes.
Ideally.
Ralmir, you have your box ready to go. And I guess it doesn't really matter who's getting the sending, but we'll just say it's Ayakabachi. And as you all kind of get into position and you wait, perhaps 15, 20 minutes go by, and you receive a brief message from Von Richten in your head. Certainly seems to me like the boy must be anxious. He's on his way to you, perhaps 30 seconds out, moving at a good clip. A hunt is upon us! Tiny Ayakabachi.
I'll upcast bless on all 4 of us.
Okay, yeah, you probably have to all smush slightly, but don't worry about moving tokens specifically. You can group to that point. I would like 2 rolls. Ayakabachi, since you got the message, will you please roll a d4 for me? Okay. So rather than having 5 rounds cut off all your buffs, just take 3 off. It's representing how close you got it to the actual time. And also, can I get a roll from you, Ralmir, for deception? If you were using your disguise kit to help anybody else hide.
Yes, yeah, I was kind of just do this just so everyone is definitely is blended.
And you'd be doing that, like, as soon as you get out here and all that. Okay, so I don't think you have any reason to have advantage, but I'm still going to treat the 10 as giving everybody a +2 to your stealth when it comes time to roll here. Or you don't know. I'll be kind. We can go ahead and give everybody advantage on the stealth check here. You're prepared ambush, and you're using that to sort of even heighten that as well. So, in that case, the bless goes out, and the Longstrider is out. The reduce goes out, which I think means it's Narlug's turn to reduce.
Correct.
So Ayakabachi becomes small, and then even smaller, shrinking way, way down. And then you're going to turn into a tiny crocodile. That's the plan, yes? Sure. All right. Oh, I'm sure. Especially with the Longstrider. And I want to point out that you don't lose move speed or anything with reduce. So, like, from an outside perspective, you are the fastest fucking crocodile in the West because you are still moving at your full, 50-foot base move speed or whatever, but you're like that big. Sure, yeah, you were just, right into the box, which Ralmir will take and set aside. Now, that does mean, Ralmir, you're going to need to fairly quickly, as you all see Ezek move to the edge here, as he's moving up, not at a jog, but like at a good clip. You're probably going to only have, 30 seconds or so to really make your move here. but we don't need to be precise. I'm not going to put a timer up or anything. But his first round, let's see, 10, he's going to be double moving anyway. So we will mark where that 7 rounds is. And he will kind of stop just slightly away. And pull himself kind of up to his full height. And you can see, as another description for him, since I know it's been a while, this weird, fiendish, devilish, hard to say, odd scaly arm is much larger than the other one. And the scales crawl all the way up, like under his chin on that side, in addition to the long scars along that side of his face, that you realize probably came from his own claws. But it is this oversized, kind of scaled, deep, oily black. Definitely not a human arm. And he salutes with that arm. Miss Koliana, I understand that you wish to, shall we say, have a meeting of the minds. And he will offer a slight bow after the salute.
Yep. And then I'll just kind of bow my head towards him.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have to try and imitate her voice, but I know you.
I'm not going to,
because
so
of your, yeah.
There's no way I could do it. So
Don't worry about it.
Is there an NPC handout for him?
For Ezek, I believe so.
I'm just surprised with how
I have
unique
not
he
given it
is
to you.
that there wouldn't be one.
One moment.
I feel like Yakobachi's arch nemesis should have a
It's
full
actually
portrait.
not. I thought we gave it, or I thought I gave it to you. It's not actually the cleanest portrait of him, but that gives you a better look. Sorry for not handing that out earlier. But you can see a bit of how unusually big that forearm is.
Wonder what hand he uses.
Right?
His left arm's a lot
Gotta
bigger
be,
than his right
gotta be
arm.
careful with the claws, though.
It's like fucking what's his name? Quagmire, fucking Family Guy when he comes out for the news.
After he discovers internet porn.
It's literally just Demon Tryndamere.
Pretty much.
Tryndamere without
so
any
yes.
hair.
That's kind of his opening 1 round worth of conversation. Ralmir, what would you like to say?
Yes, I would just like to, because you seem to have a nice control over everything, though, so I would just like to learn more about, just learn more about on how you go about things, like your actual process on everything.
And you see him kind of look you up and down. Go ahead and give me another deception roll, and I'll give you advantage because you are disguised as Irina.
Lucky in it.
Ooh. You're gonna lucky it? Alright. Much better. Much better. But yes, he kind of looks you up and down. And despite him usually having kind of an icy exterior, he smirks a little bit. It is perhaps a surprise, but a welcome one that you seem to have come around to my way of doing things. The people of the city are too soft, and what you really need is a proper grip. And he will step closer, and you can see he's kind of looking you up and down, and you get like a very, this is a predatory look he's giving. And you can see him debating if he just goes for it here. And so we'll mark
and
1
then-
round off, 6 rounds of buffs remaining. Go ahead.
Okay, and then just as a token of my gratitude for you helping me, I got you this bottle of wine, though, and I figure someone as strong and large as you, though, can help me out.
Very well. And you'll go to hand it to him. He'll hold a hand out, and we're going to go to initiative.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna move this so I could just click.
Yeah,
my token.
we can just remove her
Oh.
token.
Oh.
Yikers.
Uh-oh, Ervier. Oh no!
Look at these rolls.
Oh no! Yes. Your own. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll just ready the action, right?
Okay, so you'd be a minute initiative.
Well, that's the one we need. So
So I think the way that this plays out, rather than a full surprise round, I'm going to have you act first and act with advantage on your opening volley here. Does that seem to make sense to you? Because you're basically ambushing him. So you're releasing your reduce. Right. So you come springing out as basically like one of those little toy crocodiles in the bath, like a little plastic guy that rapidly becomes a 5-foot long crocodile that as soon as Norlug snaps his fingers and lets his spell go, becomes a 10-foot long crocodile, and you watch his predatory grin go from rapey to terrified as teeth and claws come flying at him. And go ahead and take your opening volley with advantage here. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that very much hits. Yeah, give me damage, please. Okay. Now restrained prevents attacks, does it not? Let's see. Do you have it linked? Speed becomes 0, does not benefit any bonus. Attack rolls have an advantage against them. Creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage. Disadvantage on dex. Okay, but does not prevent him from making attack rolls. Okay. All right, so he's going to take that 5, and as you bite him, his blood tastes wrong. And in fact, as it spills out from your teeth sinking into him, you don't take any ill effects or anything, but it reminds you strongly of the smell of that barrel of ooze that you found in the windmill that you know to be demon blood. And so he reels, slightly back as you hold on to him. At the end of your turn, he is going to take a legendary action, and he's going to attempt to shove you off of him. As the big hand kind of comes up under your jaw and tries to just push you away. Let's see if we can do that. So it's going to be disadvantage from me. So you're 11. He does, so he has to beat you, I believe, by 5 to push you 5 feet. Let me double check. Maybe it increases by 5 by each 5 that he beats you. I'm sorry. Yes. No, not shovel. How does that not come up in the compendium? Shove. This will take me 1 second. I'm sorry. I thought I had the rules open for this, but I don't. It is shove. But it's a special, so using the attack action, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Not more than 1 size larger than you. Blah, blah, blah. Strength. Okay. So he does win the contest, but what he's going to choose to do is rather than push you away, because he does not beat you enough to push you away, he's going to push you prone, which does not move you far enough from him to prevent the grapple. So you've still got him, but he's going to knock you down. And that's it for that initial turn. And as you come roaring out of the box again, like a shout of terror, but, kind of like holding on to, I guess would be the other arm, is just kind of trying to wrench it from you. And you see him look over your form. Ah, the elf, no? I heard stories of a giant lizard that brought the hunters back from the lake. And he's going to attempt to break the grapple. So this time I am just making not an attack, just straight up athletics. Yes. So I did get a 15, which breaks it, but that's his action. He is going to look at you, who he doesn't, I don't think, realize is not Irina yet, Ralmir, and kind of snarl, and is going to take his movement away. So he's going to go 15, 30. And you can see he brings the hand up, and little bits of flame start flickering between the fingers. I thought perhaps there was something familiar about you when I saw you first, he says, looking at you, Ayakubachi. A strange smell. Why do I know this scent? That'll be the end of his turn. Ralmir?
Oh, did I get an opportunity attack from that?
Yes,
Or
you do.
Okay. Which I'm gonna do
Hey,
that.
could Narlug request going before Romer? So we rolled the same.
Oh, you could,
Yeah,
and
that's-
take
yeah,
your
yeah,
opportunity attack
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go
I was
ahead.
going to end on that. But you don't have Sentinel or anything that can stop him, correct?
No,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just attacking him.
Okay, go ahead and resolve your attack, but if Narlug is going first, Narlug.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that twice.
That's okay. We'll take the first one. Oh,
Yeah,
consistent.
flip it.
Yes, that
10,
hits.
15, 20, 25.
And you do have
30.
an ally adjacent.
And Narlug's going to cast Haste on Romer.
Neat.
So you are hasted, Romer. And I will post it for you so you can
Yeah, I can remember.
see what you have.
Very nice. Oh, this is going to be really gnarly. Narlug, or not Narlug, Ralmir, you have sneak attack. You have an advantage there because you have an ally. Take
Oh.
the sneak attack damage, and that's not on your turn, which unfortunately means you're going to get it again when it is your turn.
Oh, I got the blue.
The fuck is blue?
One was
Red,
a one.
red and green, so he had a min
Oh.
and max roll. Red and green famously make blue when you mix them
True.
together. Okay, so he's going to take 12 and 16, so he's going to take 28. You see that he does not appear to have any damage resistance. However, the wounds seem to knit closed much faster than you would expect.
Okay.
As you're able to kind of like shank him in the armpit or somewhere particularly vulnerable as he backs away from you. Narlug, you take your turn. You move. Is there anything... And I think as you stab, does that break your disguise in any way? It's not an illusion. It's actually a shapeshift, right? Disguise self?
Oh,
He's clever. He'll probably recognize the rapier, but I just want to make sure. Failed to hold up to physical inspection, blah, blah, blah.
Arena probably had it when we came back.
Yes, but the one that checked in with a rapier is Ralmir. And you better believe he read that weapon log.
Yeah, but then he got the one from Wachter. Is a duelist rapier.
He did
Well,
go back and
weapon
correct
juggler.
that. I don't know if it necessarily makes the biggest difference. I was just curious if he still looks like her, because I think that would shape his ability to attack.
Oh. I think they just have to do looks like...
Yeah. So they can use its action, which he is definitely not going to waste. But I think
So,
he
yeah,
may suspect, but not be certain. Okay, so you take that stab. At the end of your turn, Narlug, he's going to take a different legendary action. He is going to point the hand at you, and he's going to throw basically a bolt of fire at you. We're going to hurl flame. I rolled a 10 and a 10 on the attack roll.
Yes, even if I didn't have mage armor. Narlock thick, boy. He eats this shit.
My dice just don't want enemies to win. They're not even my dice. They're digital dice. I can't pick up that d20 and throw it across the room. But he does miss you. But as it whizzes by you, you get the feeling like it's not like a piddly little firebolt. It's more in line with what you throw. Like
Narlock
it's
would have been naked afterwards.
yes. Pick on display. We are up to Rolmir then.
Wouldn't that be
Okay.
awesome? Roll 20 though had like a change dice set button, so they all look different. Fuck this set. I'm not playing with this set anymore.
Please double get advantage. Gets additional action. Okay, so I wouldn't be able. So I wouldn't be able to sneak attack him, right? Or
You would. You have advantage from haste.
oh, all right. I'm just gonna go over there. So I'm going to attack him. My duel is.
Or wait, hang on. You have no. I thought it did. It's advantage on dex saves. I'm sorry, I read wrong. Additional actions. No, you don't have sneak attack.
Okay,
either. I'm
that's
sorry.
what. Okay.
But you could take a second attack.
Yeah. Which I'm just gonna do that.
A 15 will hit. Okay, takes another 10.
And I'm gonna attack again.
Yeah. 14. Ow, 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 ow. My bad guy. Yeah. You're definitely hitting him hard. And as you just like run after him and stab him twice on the chest, like again, that weird black oily blood is what he bleeds, not like normal red. And it has this terrible like acidic, like almost cleaning chemical smell mixed with rot. And he shouts as you stab him, and he will take his final legendary action at the end of your turn, as he takes some of the blood and kind of like throws it forward into the air. And he doesn't even look at you. He looks at Ayakobachi still. I remember. Little no-name bit of woods. It was fun. The screams. Yes. Face your ancestor. And, funnily enough, though this does manifest into a spiritual, hazy figure, he gets it completely wrong. It's not someone you're related to. It's perhaps another member of the hunting group that was slain, perhaps a member of a nearby town. But it instills something in you as this ghost materializes, and he thinks he's clocked you and who meant anything to you. This isn't some man who had an agenda against you. He's a rabid animal. He's a wolf that hunts not to eat, but for fun. And you know how dangerous that is to an ecosystem. So you do what a good hunter does, and cut him down. But yes, he manifests some sort of spectral figure that turns to you, Relmir, and we are up to Erdir.
Well, that's an action, so I don't want to figure out if it's technically undead or not.
Fair.
30.
I'll give you a religion roll as
Sure.
a free action to take a guess. Your assumption is that that's more of a summon, demon blood.
Yeah, I figure more like a
It doesn't-
banish thing would need to be.
Yes, it does
Not
not strike you
turn.
as something that's turnable.
Yeah. But we're gonna go with the classic spiritual weapon. That out there.
Okay. Oof. My bad guy.
And we make a swing with that.
Yeah. That hits.
Go ahead and roll damage on that.
Yeah, I think a 30 gets him. Okay. 10.
Why is that
Um,
+9? Oh, because the amulet.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
yeah. Mhm.
Um,
Spellcasting modifiers are a big deal. So, as that hits, you get the sense that he's bloodied, but again, remember that he does appear to be quick healing, meaning probably going to be something on his turn, unless you can find out a way to stop that with one more round here, or one more action here. But that's your bonus action, correct?
yes. Well, it was a leveled spell.
Yes.
But, yeah, let's hope, because he's a demon, maybe Sacred Flame will do something. Actually, he looks bigger than he looks dexterous, right?
Yes, but only marginally.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I could go for the con save instead, but I was once.
He certainly looks thicker than he looks dexterous.
Yeah, it's like I don't think I go for the con save. Yeah, I'll just I'll go for the Sacred Flame.
Okay. Dexterity save.
BC 17.
A 15 does not meet it, so he will take 16 radiant, and I will point out he does not appear to be weak to that. Perhaps due to his hybrid nature. I was surprised too when I looked at his stat block. I was certainly expecting a radiant sensitivity. He does not have it. But as you hit him with that, he's not able to get out of the way in time. He just turns and snarls at you. Cowards, all of you. And I think we are up to Ayakobachi, unless there's anything else you would like to do.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Kobachi. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
That was a motherfucker.
Amazing. Yeah, you can definitely move more. Yeah, absolutely. Oh shit. Pokemon battle. The 12 does not hit, but the 19 definitely does. Go ahead and give me damage. Yeah. Not enough that you fully, disperse it right away. But as, your summon with its magical attacks slams into it, you see that a good portion of the, incorporeal form it's taken is just kind of like bashed away, and the spirit appears much more flickery and inconsistent than it did. You've bloodied it, taken it to half with one hit. And again, you see him maybe a little bit more recognition in his eyes, but still it's been so long. He knows you're an elf. He knows the clan. But he's just so terrible that he's killed so many people. Unfortunately, it seems that way. And I don't mean that to demean you, but like, you're the one that has stepped up and decided this fucker needs to die. Everybody else just was bowled over. Right. Okay, on his turn, he is going to heal as he kind of gasps as you see some of the blood run back into the wounds. And he is going to gain a little bit more HP. Still looking very much fucked up, but not as bad as he was. And he is going to reach underneath his cloak with that big arm, and he has a battle axe that he pulls out. He's going to two-hand it, and he's going to bonus action Rage. I am going to Reckless attack Ralmir twice with it. 23 to hit. So, Ralmir, please take 14 slashing damage. And then, does a 15 hit you?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so he will miss with the second attack.
And then with that being said, though, I'm going to use my reaction, though, to
riposte?
to do the riposte and attack him.
Sick. That's real bad for me. Oh, yeah, 19 hits. You have adjacent allies. That's a sneak attack.
You still get to do a second attack too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why I wasn't going through. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so minus another 10. And he, again, in a rage now, is just kind of like frothing at the mouth and just screams incoherently at you. And he's not going to move. That's bonus action and standard action. However, you do notice that, for the record, by the way, you all have advantage on attacks, period, because he reckless attacked. But you notice that he seems to be able to shrug off some of that piercing damage because he is raging. Go ahead, Narlog.
Is Ralmir going to do a second attack?
It's not his turn.
No, that was my reaction.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Getting all confused here and shit.
that's all good.
What do I want to hit with? I think there's too many people for me to just fireball it up. How many? Well, no, I
And
can't.
actually,
can I
to
even
that
hit?
to that end, give me an Arcana check.
Right, he's probably resistant to fire.
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of demonish.
Exactly, and I think with especially you as a player clocked it, but with the 24, you're pretty sure he's either going to be resistant or even immune to fire. You're not sure which.
What kind of saving throw is this?
He is certainly bigger than he is smart.
Fix that. Where's the save? Yes, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and that's 90 feet? Hell yeah, Tasha's mind whipping this motherfucker. And I'll
That's
post
less
it again
bad
just so we know.
Legendary actions.
I wanted him to move so bad.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine casting Blight on reaction.
So DC 15 and save. Don't fuck me. 14. Okay. So, I will take the 16 psychic, which he is not resistant to. Cannot take a reaction, but gets to choose on its next turn between a move and action or a bonus action. Gets only one. So he's going to take full damage. But I don't think that stops legendary actions in any way. It does prevent him from attack of opportunity, though, right? It cannot take
Yeah.
a reaction. Okay. All right. Ow. Stop bullying me.
This guy's a dick.
Um,
Welcome.
He is a dick. Anything else from you, sir?
Nope. We're nice and comfortable being back here.
Oh shit, I forgot to have his summon take an attack. I am going to do that real quick, Ayakabachi. He would continue the Pokemon battle. Yeah, 19 to hit. Okay. Take 10 force. Oops. And it does have multi-attack, but the second roll is a 13, which I bet probably does not hit. Okay. So yes, that'll be, we'll just have a take after Gnarlug. We'll just add you to the list. Yeah. And then he is going to take a legendary action. Not -8 initiative, just 8. And he's going to attack you again, Rolmir. Because you are close at hand. 24 to hit. Take 18 slashing, please. As he just fucking wails on you with the battle axe again. Just like full-on mad tunnel vision on you because you've done the most damage. But it is now your turn.
Alright. I'm going to attack him.
Yeah, 26 hits. And this will be a sneak attack because you have Urvir faithfully right there with you. 17. He is looking very, very hurt.
Okay,
but not quite down. You get
okay.
another one. Oh no!
I critted.
Your second attack does not get sneak attack for the round.
Yeah, I
Go ahead and
clicked
do
it off.
damage. Oh. Yes. But who's a good evil deity? Praise Vecna. He is still barely standing.
Yeah, but what if the funniest shit happened?
And Arvir Sacred Flames him to death?
No.
Anything else from you, Relmir?
I don't think I have anything to heal myself with. Because I'm kind of hurt.
I was gonna ask, I wasn't actually keeping track. Are you at like half?
I'm below half now.
I thought about upcasting 4th level cure wounds on you, but it's like, if he's almost dead.
Try to kill him.
Alright. Well,
Okay.
I'll take my bonus action first, and then we'll figure it out.
His turn.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna battle axe you again. 14 slashing with a 21 to hit. So yes, Ralmir, he is going to just continue hacking at you. But it is Urvir's turn now.
That was 14 slashing, so yeah, you're on like death's door, right?
I got 17 right now.
Alright. I will still move over here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make my bonus action first.
Okay.
Only a 14.
A 14 on a nat 1 misses anyway.
Fuck. Alright, well, I'll hold your breath, brother. We'll cast Blight. Set in my...
Okay.
Oh, it is.
It's such a big spell.
Look at all them dice.
88. Half on the save.
88 rolled 19? That can't be right. Oh my god,
it's a
that's
shit
a very
roll.
gross roll.
I don't
Okay.
think rolled higher than a 4. Yeah, there's 3 ones. Yucky.
We'll see if he makes a save. Which he does, but he still takes half. and he is going to trigger Savage Resilience. So he is up at 1 as you see that drain him, like, pulls all of the water out of him as you absolutely inject him with necrotic energy, and he begins to shrivel. But he, similar to Narlug, stays up just barely hanging on. But I think that pulls his attention to you, and he's going to attack you instead, Fear. But I think he's going to miss. 17.
19 AC.
Yep. As your just incredible armor class, a combination of the shield getting up in time and the half plate that you wear is able to deflect the blow. That brings us, as he's out of legendary actions, top of the round, Ayakabachi. You can see he's barely hanging on. He's just, he seems to be what I described him as. He is just a rabid dog in need of being put down, as he snarls and froths and just doesn't even seem to be thinking. He's just anger and the desire to inflict pain. It's your turn. Yeah, go for it. Metal. You have advantage. You've got allies all around. And honestly, for that rad speech, I'd give you advantage anyway. As both you and the spear thirst for his blood. No. Yeah, that very much hits. And I think the smallest amount of recognition dawns as you just step up and fucking, I assume, ram the spear directly into his heart. Uh-huh. It actually does something interesting. So the spear drinks deeply. And you've seen it pull normal blood before. But as this cursed ichor is absorbed by the spear, in your mind, a new flavor. And the spear from henceforth will do 1d4 necrotic damage when you hit with it, on top of its other damage. But yes, you twist, go ahead, please. Yeah. And yeah, you're already on to congratulating the party. You rip the spear out. You're kind of like, well, that was great. As he just takes a half step in your direction and just fucking collapses into a heap. Blood pooling around him, which sizzles on the cobblestones. Ezek is slain.
Is his summon still there? Are we still in rounds?
No. And as he fades, the summon, again, would be acting after Narlug, so it still, looks ferocious, but as the light leaves his eyes, it just collapses into a puddle of blood. His, gross demon ichor. Just completely gone. And things seem to go relatively silent. What would you like to do to clean up the crime scene? Sure. I was gonna say, it's big if you want to cut the whole arm, but if you're just gonna chop the hand. Sure. Yeah, takes a surprising amount of effort. Like, the rest of him seemed pretty regular and fleshy, but this, like, you have to hack through it a couple times to, like, get that joint to separate. But yeah, you claim his hand as a trophy.
Well, you said when everything kind of like sizzled around him when he died. Did his battle axe get dissolved?
It does not dissolve, no. It falls to the ground. And you also see he is wearing, though it's fairly ruined, studded leather armor as well.
Ah, yeah.
Relatively nice cloak.
Are you shitting me? 2 1s. I don't know why I upcasted it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Unless that's 2 rolls? What the?
It's total, so it's 12 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the
So
right
it's 1 plus 5, right? 1, 2. Yeah, and then the 2 dice rolls. Yeah, so it is 2 1s. Yeah. That's true. But yes, you're looking for what equipment he might have, it sounds like, Romare?
Yeah, just because, I mean, that axe did a decent amount of damage. Maybe.
Sure.
And then I don't know if he was more of an extravagant person, though, so I was, like, mainly talking about the monetary value of this axe.
Yes. So, as you
Those
take
for
it...
you, Romare.
Oh, I figured. So what is that? That's 12
plus 17, 29.
29. All right, perfect.
You get the sense as you pick it up, it doesn't like immediately thrum with magic in your hands or anything. So you could identify it, but it's not like immediately obviously magical or anything. However, it is relatively fancy. You might have a problem fencing it here in Valaki, though, because it has the Baron's crest on the blade.
Yeah, I wasn't going to sell it here. I was going to see it if...
But yeah, it's a, very high quality weapon for sure. Other stuff, let's see. So, he also carries a coin pouch. He has 25 GP worth of assorted coins. He also carries a ring of keys.
Oh, what's that?
Nothing, not like a ring of keys, like a big old.
Oh, I thought it was a magical ring for unlocking.
No. I appreciate the thought, but no, just a normal old mundane ring with several.
Just like a key ring. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, think like a super old school again, like a several big chunky iron keys on it. But you get the feeling just looking at them that they all go to different locks. You've seen him use this key ring once before, I think, when you met the Baron. He used it to unlock the front door and the Baron's office, and also to unlock his personal room in the Baron's manor, all with different keys. But there's more than just 3 here. So there are another 2 that you don't know what they go to.
Oh, okay. I'll take the that, because that could come in handy if we're dealing with Victor. So.
So yes, 25 gold, the key ring. I mean, he has other assorted things if you really wanted to like strip him down for parts.
Yes.
He has
Does
that
he have
fairly
Irina's
high
leather on
quality. Yes, he does.
We take
And he
it.
also has that very high quality cloak. It's like wolf fur, and then like very nice leather. And what else? Sorry, I'm just looking. He does have a signet ring as well that appears to, interestingly, bear the house sigil of the Burgomaster. Which, if you recall, you were looking for a signet to put his official wax seal on the evidence. Now you don't have to break into the manor.
Oh. Okay, I'll take that too. What'd you say that was called?
It's a signet ring, and you can just label it as signet ring for the Valaki Baron. And that's like, if you're not familiar with the term, most nobles had a ring that is basically like a stamp. It wasn't used for ink, but you would melt wax over the seal of a letter and then indent the ring, and it just leaves a perfect mark of, like, usually your house crest or whatever. Think of it like having a letter notarized in modern day. It was a way to mark this as an official document.
Okay. I know I.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, keys, the signet, and hunting trophies. Go ahead. Sure. Make it as unrecognizable and unrecoverable as possible. Would you like to have a seance, Arvir?
Does he still have his scales on him?
The arm does have scales on it, yes.
Should
Oof.
probably skin that off him.
Fair enough. With the intent to make it usable leather or just to deface it?
And just fuck him.
Okay. Just to make it
Something
harder
feels
to,
weird
to
about
tell
that.
that it's him. Just saying.
Usable
Hey.
person
Hey.
leather.
I'm just saying. D&D has some
Crocobaki
fucked up
got
shit
the
in it.
handbag.
Yes.
Could use a new
yeah,
lampshade.
Kobold leather or lizard folk leather is a thing in certain places, and both of those are sentient creatures.
Urker will give a very short make Kellenfor receive you and place you where you belong.
Yeah.
And no more fanfare than that.
Yes, legally mandated minimum burial rights.
Yeah, like he knows what he said. Like everybody knows this. Be have the day you deserve.
Yes. Very well. So Ervir, with hopefully enough of a prayer to send him swiftly on his way, and with Ayakobachi mauling the remains with the assistance of his avatar of Malar, yes, you are able to discard any, obvious signs that this is who it is, and you can certainly find a patch of the woods on the way back to fling that, bloodied bit of flesh off into. You bury him in a shallow grave where he belongs. You sweep more dust over where the blood had fallen in the path. You do your best to cover this up, which... Let's get a group deception. Or I will allow Ayakobachi if you'd like to roll survival instead. Or nature.
Oh. -1.
Okay. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I like it. So carved like into
Into a tree.
like the roots or something. Sure. Yeah, I know to normal
it's like
folk
thieves'
that's
camps,
not
okay.
obvious. Yes. It's small signs in the environment. Very well. I like that. And yes, with a rabid dog slain and one more barrier to your plan removed, not to mention, well, the keys to the kingdom, as it were, you all make your way back to Valaki. I assume circling around to the west in order to return from, well, a short day of hunting or
Return
whatever
whence
it
I
is
came.
adventurers do. And it seems, at least for now, no one is any the wiser. There's certainly no panic in town. Nobody is rallying the guards. But yes, one terrible monster and a shallow grave. And you continue on, and we will pick up there next week.
That was fun.
You guys did well.
Heck yeah. It's finally did.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and...
Yeah, I had such a shit initiative. I was like, oh, I could hold my action and essentially just eliminate one of my turns from the action economy.
Right.
Great.
Great event, voice channel, Strahd. Are we all good for next Monday, we think? That is the 3rd.
I should say we